What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we actually have some good news. Want to address what's going on right now. There's a bunch of different news stories I want to get to as well. A couple of them again just came out today and yesterday, so I will break down what's going on there. But again, this is considered very good news. Now, all I ask is if you do enjoy these daily updates, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button. It really does help out the channel. So here we go. What is one of the first things that happened this morning? I turned on the news and this is what pops up. We knew it was coming. We now know that the GDP grew by 2.4%. Okay? This means that our economy expanded. That is actually considered very good news. This means that we are moving away from a recession. Now, this actually blew past expectations as well, because the expectation was that the U.S. economy was going to expand by 1.8%, and we expanded by much more than that. So that's good news. That means we are further away from a recession, but the problem is we are spending money faster and more than what many people were predicting. This is turning into a little bit of an issue. Keep in mind, people are spending money on things that they haven't spent money on over the past 2 or 3 years. One of the things that I've been spending money on is I've been spending money on travel. Been trying to go around to different places, take my kids, take my family, and just do different things. Right now, this is our third day in Las Vegas. Second day in Las Vegas. We will be leaving here, going to another city, pretty soon. But again, the key here is we're spending money on different things. That's what's happening. A lot of people are moving away from goods, which is a little bit of an issue. By moving away from goods and turning into spending money on services, that means services could be that runaway that could actually cause additional inflation. It also means that if we're not spending money on goods, we're not spending money in China. So again, according to some, that's very good news. The other thing that is considered very good news is that it is hot right now in Las Vegas. It's 95 degrees. Shooting this video at 6:30. Okay, 6:35. Shooting this video. It is already hot. Now, the other thing that happened just the other day was that the Fed approved another rate hike. They raised rates, and this is the highest level in more than 22 years. They raised rates by 25 basis points. This means they now raise rates to the federal funds rate. The target range is 5.25 to 5.5%. Now you're probably thinking, well, why is that good news? That right there is not good news. The Fed raising rates again is actually not good news. The reason why I say this is because, and the reason what is good news is that the Fed somewhat gave us the idea, the impression, this might be the last one. If this is the last one and we don't see another rate hike and it's just a pause for multiple months, that's going to be good news. That's going to be very good news. The only issue is if they do decide to raise rates, and the expectation is if they decide to raise rates, it would be one more time, be for another 25 basis points. Okay, so that's good news. That could be the last rate hike that we see, and that just happened the other day. Now, one thing I just want to be very clear. The Fed is going meeting by meeting. They don't know for sure exactly what's going to happen. They don't. What they do know is that they're going to take all the information, all the data that they get over the next few weeks or few months, and they're going to determine if they should raise rates again. The good news is that inflation has been going down, went from 4% down to 3%. The expectation is we will drop a little bit more in the next couple of weeks as well. And if we do, and if we see wages go down or somewhat stay stable, then we'll be okay. But if wages continue to go up, that's where things get somewhat rocky, and that's where the Fed will step in. All right. So what does all this mean for families? What does all this mean for people on Social Security, the lower income households? What does this mean for those on unemployment? Well, here's what I can tell you. For people on Social Security, seeing that inflation's going down, this is actually considered a very good thing. The only problem is, as inflation goes down, chances are your cost of living adjustment is going to go down as well. The only upside to your cost of living adjustment going down, or is not negative, but it's not going to be 8.7%. Chances are it's going to be, 2.5 to 3.5%. If this happens, the only upside, the only positive, is that this means that inflation has gone down. So it should mean that you have a little bit more purchasing power. But again, this isn't the greatest news. As far as seeing any additional benefit from the federal government or from Congress, I don't see it happening. What about people on SNAP? People that are needing food assistance? I don't see anything outside of the cost of living adjustment. I think this is going to be pretty much, they're just going to let us go. They're pretty much just going to let us, go as is. Hopefully the economy is going to be strong. Hopefully everyone's going to have a job. But again, this leads to unemployment. Are we going to see some type of supplemental unemployment benefit? Chances are no. We're going to be pretty much just keep going on the same path that we're on, where we have, some assistance, but it could be little. The other thing, this is for families with children. What are they going to do? Well, here's what is expected. Right now, there's been a lot of discussions regarding the child tax credit payments. And I know a lot of people brought this up. Well, why aren't we doing anything for them? Because some people are really hurting in certain states. And that's true. But the good news is many states have actually stepped up. Over the past few years, okay, one of the biggest issues that we've seen regarding the child tax credit payments and bringing back this $250 or $300 per month credit or payment is the fact that it would cost $100 billion per year. And this is something that Senator Joe Manchin was firmly against. But now we're actually starting to see that, okay, the U.S. economy is bouncing back. Inflation's coming down. We now are starting to see the exit. We're just getting out of this tunnel, this cave. And from that, we are now starting to see more lawmakers push for additional assistance to those that are absolutely in need. This could be people on Social Security. This could be low-income families. This could be you're just people that are struggling, right? Well, here's what I know. Right now, there's 11 states over the past couple of years that have passed their own child tax credit payments. I know Oregon's one of them. It goes anywhere between, I think $180 to the highest one, and $180 in I think Massachusetts, and the other one in Minnesota, I believe it's like $1,700 or $1,800. So again, it's pretty substantial. So that's that. Now, here's what I want to leave you with. Right now, there's a lot of people wondering what's going to happen, and not just for the economy, for the American people, even in Russia and China and all these other countries. But there's a lot of people asking me, what does this mean? Okay, what does it mean if the Fed's going to raise rates, and now that we saw this GDP, the GDP expand by 2.4%, what does this mean for us? What does this mean for the U.S., the federal government? Is this going to change the way that they negotiate the appropriations bills for fiscal year 2024? And my answer to somebody yesterday was no. This doesn't change anything. If anything, if the Fed's still raising rates, if we're trying to battle inflation, and at the same time now we got our GDP expanding, what this is going to do is this is going to reiterate to Republicans that we're on the right track. Now all we need to do is cut spending. That could be a problem. As we see more, the GDP expand, this could actually push Republicans to cut spending a little bit more. Because if we continue to spend like we have been, this should also bring in additional tax revenue. So we will see what happens there. All I can tell you is I will keep you up to date on everything that's going on. Even though I am away from my office, I will keep you up to date, explain everything that's going on, and bring up any news stories, any big news stories that I want to make sure that you do hear. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing. Do me a favor, hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys on the next one.